for my laptop to get the music set up. Alright, so let's get started here. There we go. Alright, so let's get started with this little build here. I've actually not built this yet, but very excited to get the new updated Chrome Pilot. Of course, updated Jedi and Asajj Ventress. A little upset she didn't get her cloth piece, but that's okay. And this is the big one that I'm really excited for. Let's get started. That ripped off way too easily. Oh no, the dreaded paper bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That's a decent little bit. Nice little sticker sheet with this one too. Let's see. Looks like the control panel, some of the side vents, of course the engines, and then the public logo. But how's it going, everyone? Ooh, let me adjust this real quick. Shove this right back there. Nice little shot there. That's a bit better. Let's get started here. So this is my first Lego set of this wave that I'm getting to build. So I'm very hopeful this is a very good and decent build. Of course, you know, nervous for these newer sets. A lot of complaints from people. But I actually don't think this is too terrible of a size, though. How's it going, everyone? Holy cow. I was not expecting this number of people. How are you doing tonight? Or, well, today. Just sitting here building a new Lego set here. How's everyone's days going, though? You know, you gotta double check to make sure there's no extra pieces just hiding in there. Kind of get organized a little bit. How's it going there? I'm glad to hear you're having a good day or night. It's been a little bit since my last live stream, unfortunately, so I'm a tad rusty. But I've been trying to stay consistent with you guys. This is the V-19 Torrent starfighter. You see it mainly like in the Clone Wars animated TV show. And where else? I don't think it was in the Ahsoka show at all. I think it was only in the animated show, like early on. Well, actually, I think it was the majority of it, honestly. because this was the mainline ship for the Republic until near the end of the war when they switched. Nice. This is my first time building it, actually. Was it at least a good and decent build for you, or no? This feels a lot different than other cylindrical pieces. It's just sloped differently. You know, just one of those weird things after you've been playing with Lego for so long. You notice the subtle differences in the pieces. But now this is the first of this wave I actually get to build. So I'm very excited to get started with this one. And if the build is decent, wouldn't mind adding another one or two to the collection. Of course, getting the Obi-Wan here, it's great. Also, let me know, guys, if the music is too loud or too quiet. Or if I'm being too quiet. But no. Let's see. This will go here. And this piece. Ugh. Decent little booklet with this one, I will say. What have you guys been up to, though? I think it's like, well, in the 2 in the afternoon in the U.S. Currently, it's about 9-ish p.m. here for me. And I had a great day with the family. Got a lot of stuff done, cleaning wise anyways. Get that fall cleaning in so that way when it's time to get the decorations for fall and then eventually holiday season. How's it going though, Goofy? Just building up the good old V-19 Torrent here, the new one. I'm very excited. I do hope you're having a good day. I was just saying that I helped my wife a lot today with cleaning. But I also got tied up with some work stuff, unfortunately. So I spent my day doing that as well. I know, work stuff on a Saturday. It's just some good old fun paperwork that you put off, until the last minute, and then it's the last minute on a weekend. And of course, now it has to be done. But no, if there's anyone new here, or new to my channel anyways, I try to do live streaming about once a week or as often as I can. Just with my work schedule and vacations and stuff. How's it going? I apologize if I mispronounce your name. Andre? Or Andre? But no, if you're new to my channel or some of my content, I do decaling a lot more now. I also do haul videos. So I'm actually editing a video. Not currently, but probably editing it tomorrow for Tuesday, where you'll actually get to see. Yes. Been growing that slowly but surely. Let's see if I can move some stuff so I get a better view. Let's see. But that's the current army. Been working on building it more and more. Yeah, it is currently 2 base plates, with majority of it being the roundabout design and snow troopers. I absolutely love both of those designs. Need to work on getting some more pilots probably, as well as jet troopers. Gotta have a bit of variety, Can't really have an army and them all be the same trooper. I would say that's the one good thing Disney has done with Imperial stormtroopers, is expanding out, like them not just being the Imperial Navy. You actually got the Army being shown, what else? Jump troopers, the jet troopers, like shown in Rebels, and other stuff. Adding variety to us. The shore troopers, especially the death troopers. My favorite, Thrawn's night troopers. Essentially being like an Imperial remnant style faction where he was just essentially banished at the end of Rebels. And then he came back with his entire legion, essentially. Of course, fueled by Night Sister magic. But still, just that gold and the gold, white, and the red ribbon. But no, The First Order Army has been a growing thing. For me, anyways. Because clone troopers are so expensive nowadays. Like, the new battle pack is $45. The individual figures themselves from like the turbo tank are like $45 a piece on the aftermarket. It's like, geesh, like, don't get me wrong, I understand they come in a very not very well received set, but come on. Yep, that's exactly the reason why I like them too. They appear very sleek, nice design. Of course, I like the rounded mouth version of the Stormtroopers over the, what's it called? The pointed mouth version. Seeing as that's what most of my army consists of right now. I do think I have a couple of more orders with, what's it called? Pointed mouth in there. But also, like, them having the flame troopers is just super nice, too. The snow troopers, I love how they're, like, just completely different. Oh, it was blocked by my hand. But no, I'm also, like, kind of taking a break from the other big project I've been working on, which is the... let me grab it real quick. Brick Vault Gunship. Don't get me wrong, it's a very nice build and very fun. But like the amount of time it takes to set up, because I have to pull out all these drawers here and then set them up in a way to where I can work on it and have this present in view for you guys, is just a bit difficult. That and I just wanted to break from it. Well, that and I just got back from a class for work, so I'm still getting back in the swing of things. Set that back down. But now, working myself back up to mock building with that simply because of that's a tad bit more complex than the other. So Rebels is actually very good. A tad underrated if you like Imperial stuff. Especially whenever it starts working in Vader and Thrawn. I wouldn't consider them to be spoilers simply because, like, with the heavy marketing they did with Thrawn in it. But definitely Rebels is worth the watch if you are interested in the was it A New Hope, and seeing the dynamic there. I understand that, because the thin lightsabers kind of like is a kind of a turn off for me as well. But they actually do a pretty good job of expanding like the Mortis stuff and other stuff that like gets explained in Ahsoka too, and a little bit in the what's it called, the Mandalorian too. trying to think of other stuff. I imagine some other stuff like the new Darth Maul TV show, where it shows him becoming Lord of the Underworld and such. I don't imagine it's going to be like heavily influenced there, but I imagine we're going to see like a couple of bits and pieces of nods there. Because I think there was a leaked trailer going around for a while. I don't know if it still is. But I know like the Super Commandos of Darth Maul were shown off in there. What else? So I imagine they have a part in it. I know Crimson Dawn was referenced. So a bit of Solo referencing. Yeah, I do feel like that's also going to be a big part of it too. Where he's training her up quite a bit. And that's one thing I know some people are going to have an issue with, where they're going to say Darth Talon wasn't during this time. But they also got to remember Disney undid a lot of Legends. So technically they can come back at any time now. And then it's canon. Not those. Where's it? There they are. So, for example, if they wanted to bring Darth Bane back, or no, what? Actually, he's already is canon, right? Because the Yoda episodes where he goes off exploring. My apologies. I have a good knowledge about Star Wars. Or, I don't want to say good. I have a decent little bit of knowledge about Star Wars. I watched it a fair little bit. I'm going to age myself here real quick, but I remember when Star Wars The Clone Wars was releasing on Cartoon Network. I'd stay up late or what have you to try and watch it. Of course, as a kid, extremely loved watching the battles and such like that. But as I got older, like I've learned to appreciate the slower episodes, as I called them then. But like the plot building episodes where no huge battle is happening, but really big important like political stuff's happening. Oh, one thing about Rebels. They do dive quite heavily into, what's it called? Like Jedi, the Force and such. Explaining a lot of that in there. Showing like how the Jedi were flawed. Showing like when Kanan is trying to teach, it just, he doesn't quite understand the teachings. I'm going to try to avoid more spoilers, but since you have not seen it yet, I apologize. But it is definitely worth the watch, at least one time through. Right now I'm trying to mentally figure out if this is the front or the back. But yeah, honestly, once you get past the animation stuff, it's not too bad. Ooh, bag 2 already. This is kind of funny. In your paper bag, you still put in plastic bags. Honestly, very excited to get more Darth Maul, learning what he was doing in the underworld. That has made it. Jeesh. Yeah, I'm in a very similar boat there. After watching it once, I was set for life and hooked. I even got my 2, or at least 2 out of the 3 so far, hooked on Star Wars. You know, gotta let that corruption in. See that, and I definitely got... What piece is that? Okay. I definitely got my kids hooked on Legos anyways. No. There it is. Of course, black little covering here and black pieces don't work out so well. Also, please do let me know if I'm too loud or too quiet, as well as the music. Don't want to blow out anyone's eardrums. That'd be incredibly rude. But now, feel free to ask any questions about Star Wars or anything of that nature. I'd love talking about it. Because, what's it called? Right now I'm trying to fix my Disney Plus subscription, so that way I can watch the Clone Wars again. Because, might be trying to build a mock here soon, and, you know, kind of need that inspiration. How's it going, Axolotl King? If you're just joining us, we're building up the V-19 Torrent here. But, yeah, no, I'm trying to figure out if I want to do a... What's the word? A recreation mock, or if I'd like to do just something made up. That's good to hear, though. I'm glad you're having a good day. So, out of all the newer sets, a lot of people have been saying this one's the better one. Price for your money, anyways. This is my very first time building it. Yeah, that's an issue I have. But no, this one, people have been saying it's better price for your money. But of course, it's only worth however much you're willing to pay. So, for example, I've picked up this set recently. And then I picked up Let me actually go grab it real quick. I picked up some of these as well, but I got these at a discount because my store had them priced at, I think it was $40 instead of the 45. Oh yeah, of course, that Phase 1 pilot. But I picked up 3 of these total, since they were listed for 40 instead of the 45 before they noticed, and they jumped up the price to the market. Oh yeah, definitely. That is definitely the best price one. I say this is the close second. If not the second best. The, what else? I'm trying to remember what all came out with this wave. Oh, the clone turbo tank, which is very overpriced. Yep, the 327th battle pack, which I have not built yet, so I will not state a full opinion on it. I am a tad biased because I love... Thank you very much, actually. I am tad biased because the 327th is my favorite, what's it called? Legion for clones. Thank you. This is my first time building it. It's kind of, I don't want to say intricate here, but it's very cool looking. But no, so far it's a very good build. I just laughed a moment ago because their paper bags here had plastic bags in them. But the first one didn't though. The first one had the little paper bags in it, which was kind of funny. Nope, not this one. Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of like... I couldn't agree more. It's a very good pilot. The, what's it called? The MTT, though, I plan on getting it and modding it to have the full 16. I've seen something for that floating around on YouTube. How's it going, though, Commander JKF11? I'm not very good with names. I would give it my all, though. Yep. Let me... grab my Bly, at least one of them, because the other one's put away for the time being. But, of course, I drop it. This is one of them that I have. Yep. Because I really want to do like a review on not just the set, but like differences between custom and official and such. But like, these are all ones I've made. Let's see, where was I? Oh, there. But I just want to like do a short little comparison because I have the what's it called? I have the realistic one, which I just showed. Then I have an animated version, and then I wanted to do the official one. That's nice, actually, the Thorn. I think I have a realistic one and a animated one as well for Thorn. It'd be one of those where I have to grab it down. So, yeah, that would be a great one. So this, oh crap. Of course, I looked away for 5 seconds. So this one is actually from Brick Vault, a company that does custom mocks and such. But I've been working on this monstrosity for a little bit. It's a lot of fun though. So all of my customs, minus like a handful, are from AV Figures. So like all of these pieces right here are for the gunship. Oh, there goes the bag. Every single one. I don't remember exactly total because I separated it out a lot of my orders. Be like $50 worth of parts here, $50 there. Just slowly building it up. And just also going for my personal collection. Just grabbing like, say like handful of the 1x4s. Tossing them in here, or the 1x2s. I think on their website though, if you were to buy it straight up, is around 400-ish, which isn't too far off from the current, or if you do buy a sealed one from like, I think it's like the original one, and then I think it's 2014 or 16. Yes, I actually have. I played that game with my brother. I don't think we ever 100%ed it, but I think we got really close. But let me just double check to make sure I did. But yeah, no, the gunship has just been like accumulation of parts here and there. Like, oh, payday's close. Let me just pick up a couple pieces here, like that are really cheap. The Zilla Beast level was quite a bit of fun. Of course, the Geonosis level was also really good. But it's been so long. How's it going, though? Ooh, nice. So I've actually done both of those decal-wise, but I gave them to my brother as a present since he really loves the 212th. Them and Commander Cody. Oh, that was a good one, too. Actually, one second. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Let me scoot some of these parts forward. No, that didn't work out as planned. Commander Cody's nice and everything. Let's see. Let me put that back there. No, that didn't work out as planned. So unfortunately, this guy's visor broke. Hence the reason why it's like that. Try and scoot this over a bit. Oh, nice. Yep. Not enough room. Those are a couple of my... Of course it falls. Of the larger amount I've made. What is it? Tech is definitely one of those where I want to build or want to do, but it's very complex. Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. But I say, speaking of fives. See, Course Commander Doom. I need to redo this one. That's definitely on my to-do list. I just don't like the way his helmet came out. Got to redo Thorn here too. I screwed up his toe. One second though. How's it going, Chosen? No, I'm just here playing with Legos. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm unfortunately catching a cold. If you can't tell, my voice is a bit strained. I hope everything's going good, though. Thank you. That might end up being me, unfortunately. So, hopefully I get to finish this build tonight because I just received a message from work and I might have to pick up some people. Thank you. Let's see. I believe these two are my most recent ones. For decals I just finished. Really loved his backpack, how it's magnetic. Because who was it talking about the... Oh yeah, Pablo, or Goofy. Sadly, I wish we could have seen, like, this design. This is actually my first one doing a decal helmet, or decal face. And then this is my first heavy, where he has a magnetic backpack. If I can get it off. Add those two to the plate. Love him or hate him. Honestly, there's worse characters. You know, unfortunately, a lot of people hate on the sequel stuff. Can't really blame the actors. My favorite commander could be Bly. Very easy. It is 100% Bly. Even though I just dropped him. But you know, Bly is definitely one of my favorite ones. Clone Legion. Same one. The Commander Bly for both. The 327th and favorite Jedi. Of course, Aayla Secura for my favorite Legion. Other than that, gonna go with the very basic answer of Anakin. I mean, it's kind of hard not to love it. Yeah, I do play the Battlefront 2 games. Did I skip a step? Yes, I did. Oh, yeah. Well, of course, Qui-Gon Jinn's up there. I definitely think it's Qui-Gon, Anakin, and then Aayla Secura for fanboying the 327th. There's a lot of people who like him, actually. That's kind of surprised me. But yeah, no, I do play the the new one, of course, and then I played a lot of the older one, and then the original too. Battlefront games. See, this is a little bit weird. Doing this one. But no. Oh, not too bad. Very happy to be back from a very long work trip. Back home with my family finally. And just took some vacation. Or well, I won't say vacation so much, more just time off work. But otherwise, I've been very busy. After I got back from my work trip, I learned that I was getting promoted, so they decided to offload all the work they could find right before I went on right before I took some time off. You know how it goes. As I just did this backwards. As bad as it sounds, that was very common within the Tarkin family to find the best possible heirs. They were very looking for that. Thank you, though. Work is very excited about it, too, because that means they have someone else to offload work on, too. And that's just very weird. We did a picture here. But no, work's been interesting because it's at the same time they announced I was going to be promoted. Oh no, you're good. I hope you have a good lunch. At the same time they announced I was getting promoted, I was like, nice. I'm taking time off. Which is good for me because I desperately needed it, unfortunately. Been working way too much. But no, I'm sorry to hear that you were having such a bad day. I do hope it gets better, though. Shoot, my wallet's about to be emptier. My daughter's just pointed out she has a 5th loose tooth. I'm sorry to hear that. I do hope your luck gets turned around. Yeah, honestly, like, the arm printing, getting that especially. Like, for Lego, this is like top-notch quality. Do kind of wish we had the dual molded legs for him, but you know, it's very good quality though. Only to, eventually to find out, months down the line, there's a variant of him that somehow has more red hair than it is orange. Like what they did, what was it, the Qui-Gon Jinn? And all of a sudden that figure, like, quadrupled in price overnight. Of course. Life is way too short to have to wish anything nasty on a person. No, that's a different way. I will say, it feels like Lego is taking a bit more time constructing some figures. Obviously, others not so much. But because, like, they've really been outshined by companies a quarter, actually like an eighth of their size, showing how much better products they're producing versus their giant corporation. I would say this is a dense build. Like, definitely, like, here in the center, it's very dense. I will admit, I never built the original one, so that could be a similarity between the two. But and I have to work a ton more. Ah, yes. That is definitely stressful. Trust me, my wife and I moved in the middle of her pregnancy overseas when we already had 2 kids. So, I used to live in Kansas, but work told me, hey, you're moving to Belgium. How's it going, aviation nerd? But no, currently I'm in Belgium. I am a firefighter by trade. So, for whatever reason, our third baby has been the crazy one. The second baby was a nice, kind of easygoing one. Kind of. You're good. For whatever reason, though, he has been a bundle of joy and a giant pain in the butt at the same time. Of course, right now we're potty training, so the joys of that. It's going, slowly, but it's not like, what's the word? It's potty training, so it takes some time. You just need it to click. Well, you see, I've never had boys. I have 2 girls and then a boy. So, didn't know what I was in for whenever I had him. Of course, being a dad, very excited to have that boy to do the father-son things. But I've also been doing that already with my oldest. She absolutely loves Legos and everything. Like, my wife calls it a carbon copy of me. And yeah, that's, can't blame her for being upset and wanting a girly girl, and then she got my oldest. How is this supposed to go? Okay, so that goes there. My oldest is not that sensitive. My middle child, she is very sensitive and aware of stuff. Like, as weird as it sounds, you talk to her the wrong way, like, she'll start crying. It's like, you feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, there's not much you can do because it's just the way she is. It's definitely one of those where I've had to figure out. Definitely had to adjust parenting styles from boy to girl. For example, my boy, whenever he's acting crazy and everything else, I simply grab him by his leg and let him dangle for a minute, and he yep. That way. So it goes like this. But no, he will. But no, I'll pick him up, carry him over to our bed, and then throw him a couple of times. He absolutely loves it. Of course, gives my wife many heart attacks when I pick him up and throw him, but he keeps coming back over and saying again, again. It's just like a little reset for them, for him at least. Of course, you don't throw them roughly. You just gently toss them. Quote unquote gently. But they are landing on a soft, nice bed. Nothing harsh. But no, my oldest, she absolutely loves basically everything I love. What is it? My wife read somewhere that it's good to throw your children gently, that is, gently, like onto something soft, like a mattress or the couch or something, because it messes with children's equilibrium and like helps reset it so they're actually stronger. And like it actually helps them developmentally wise. It's super weird, but I mean, after they've been crazy all day, pick them up, throw them on a bed a few times. Yes. So like, this is the V-19 Torrent. This is actually a bunch of custom Legos I've done. Another custom one full of figures I've done. And then this build itself is fully custom. Not complete. But you know, it's a work in progress. I also do army building. So for example, let me set my water out the way. Right there's my first order army. And a couple of other sets and such I've been building. Of course, daughter's Legos up there. But no, like, this is also, I will state this now, an accumulation of years of collecting Legos. I did not get all this in a fortnight. No, this collecting has been happening since I was like 6, probably younger. This is like almost 2 years worth of collecting. These are a couple years. Ah, crap. That's annoying. No, like, yes, like, this is not all at once sort of deal. Like, I have been collecting for years. So please do not take that into account, like, when thinking. I live in the southern French region. So I believe it's the Wallonia. So in the southern region, kind of near Mons, is where I'm currently at. Trying to learn like how to actually pronounce stuff here. It is very difficult. How about yourself? Do you live over here? And I will say I'm a native English speaker born, raised USA. It's just work decided that I'm moving here. Of course, you have a wonderful night yourself. I do hope a lot of your stressors go away in a good way. Of course. I'll say this is coming along very nicely. It's pretty. So, one thing they don't teach you, unfortunately, in school is for whatever reason, the northern part of Belgium do not like the southern parts. I don't understand it, but that is one thing I have learned since being here. But on the bright side, they have a Lego store up in Brussels. And has a very good selection of pieces and such. Uh-oh. I hear my boy waking up. Oops. May or may not have just put these in the wrong spot. Yes. Yes, they do. I believe they have a Lego set like that's permanent for that location of just being fries. That, and they get very upset if you say French fries. I have learned that too. Because fries did not originate in France. They originated here in Belgium. That is one thing I've also learned as well. But no, I've joked with my wife saying, like, before we leave here, I have to pick up that set. Because, what was it? For vacation this year, my family and I visited London just for a couple of days. Hopped on the train on over. And the London set is like a permanent piece there. Yeah. What was it? I think during World War II, they mistaken the areas and the name stuck, and they weren't too pleased about it. In their defense, they were in the French-speaking parts. But the Dutch, so the northern part, is very nice. The Flanders region, I believe it is. Some people down in this in the southern part where the French speaking is are nice. Some aren't. It just depends. How's it going, Galactic Armory? I think I missed a piece here. Ooh, about to build a pilot. I definitely feel like I missed a piece. Well, that's the thing. It's right here. But there's two of them. And there's this one right here already. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, because then there's this piece right here. Of course, I'm just, pushing on the stream time. Okay, I just have an extra then. That's a tad loud. But no, how's it going though, Galactic Republic Army? Ooh, we get the new pilot already. How's it going, Cole Nelson? And yes, I do. Oh, wait, I need a head. Really? So I always save extra pieces. But that's also because like I'll just throw them in a bulk bin and eventually go through them. Yeah, okay. So I'm not weirded out here. The visor here. Ooh, nice. Yeah, the visor just doesn't go all the way over. Huh. It's like, why does it look weird? How'd you enjoy the build, though, Cole? This is my first time building it. And honestly, it's easy to beat that UCS version. All you have to do is put in half the amount of effort. Yeah. Ooh, nice. I do think I will add it for later, simply because after I get off, I will be going to bed. Because it is about 10:15 here. But no, I will definitely check it out. Did you at least enjoy the build? Other way. other piece. That's good. I feel like that's the one thing that really matters whenever you're building Legos, if you enjoyed it. So what, you're a little bit past Germany, I think. There it is. The hidden piece. I feel the same way about the most recent set I did. Oh, nice. I hear that's very beautiful. I feel the same way about the Duo on Peridia set, because I built it on live too. It's like, man, I wouldn't mind doing a review on this. I still haven't done that. I do think I need to start actually, doing those more. One, it's fun with easy videos, and two, try to get some more recent stuff in there. Okay. Apologies, where does that piece go? There it is. I'm okay with geography. I'm just not very good with precise geography. So I know where the Baltics is, but I do not know exactly where that is. Ooh, nice. Another one that I have to build eventually. Because I think I have it currently in my to-do pile. But I got this set and I was like, I really wanted to do it. Or build this one. Because I think I got this earlier this week. And I was like, I immediately have to build this set. Well, even then, the Baltics, I'm sure, has, hidden gems and such, too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeding off the energy of you guys. That and just constantly talking. Well, shoot, the live stream for this little monstrosity, I think, is about to reach 5 or 6 parts. But I mean, it's also all the pieces are still all over here. It's not easily numbered. Definitely this center part was extremely dense, and I was not expecting that. That's one thing that's caught me off guard so far. Nope. That is definitely one of those where it's I need to repick it back up. soon. But I'm also like trying to get back into the flow of things with making videos and such. Oh, of course, of course. How's it going, Luffy? Definitely we should have had... There's no reason we should not have had this figure for the UCS gunship. Like, throw on arm printing, and perfect, done. I will say, though, with the new helmet, though, I'm assuming they're going to probably try to use it as much as possible, since they just went through all the hassle and trouble of making a mold for it. Then again, I'm assuming. But now, how's your day or night going, Luffy? Nope. Like, because there's rumors we're getting a gunship next year. Set this off to the side for now. Oh, not too bad. Right now I'm trying to avoid getting sick, because daughter's had a cough, or well, my kids have had a cough and kind of feeling run down. Oh, thank you very much. Actually, I appreciate that. Right as I was in the middle of complaining. But the now I'm trying to avoid catching whatever they had. Then again, the farmers. Oh, that's annoying. I understand frustration with that, because I had to reach out to a seller one time and he just kind of completely ghosted me. After he sent the order. Of course, I requested what, I'm trying to remember what the old mailing was. The wherever you do it by plane, I think it's like priority 1 or whatever. And they sent it by boat. How's it going, James Lego? But no, they sent my package by boat, because they sent it ground, not, or ground advantage, or whatever it's called. I did not get that package for like 3 months. So I'm currently building the V-19 Torrent. Gotten this far so far. I think I'm working on this back wing here. Oh, that's good. I've also been doing like a lot of purchasing on Whatnot, where purchase something and then the seller kind of ghosted me for a while. I feel like I've been slacking with my channel, honestly. I've been trying to keep like constant posts. Definitely trying to keep to my own personal schedule. I've like tried to do 2 videos a week, whether it be a shorts or a full-length video. So like Tuesday, I have a haul video where it's like just some sets I've been picking up here and there. And for example, like this will make an appearance because this is the most recent pickup for me. Thank you. I always try to be nice because there's no reason to be rude to people. You never know what someone's going through that day. Whatnot is like a double-edged sword. I do have an Instagram, but that is very dead. For me, anyways. I really need to reactivate that and like start posting more on there. Whatnot can definitely be a double-edged sword, but I've kind of got a strategy down where it's like, if I want to try and purchase from an individual, like, definitely do not purchase anything right away, even if the deal seems really good. You go look at the reviews. I do not have Twitter. That is the one thing I do not have. I have a... gonna really age myself here again. A personal, like, Facebook account, but I don't even use that at all. Besides to, like, send happy birthdays and such. Other than that, like, nothing. But I believe my Instagram is linked in my bio on my page. Yeah, but Whatnot is definitely one of those where you need to be careful with, excuse me, just burped there, with how much you're purchasing, because you can very easily forget, like, 2 seconds you just purchased an item, and then another 2 seconds later just purchase another item. And I've had to so my username actually comes from purchasing on Whatnot. How it can be an issue, like forgetting that you just purchased an item and then purchasing another item. So, but my username actually comes from when I was younger. I used to own quite a few snakes. And growing up with snakes and such, just accepted that as my gamer tag. Let's see. But no, I do not have a Discord server, actually. I do have Discord, but I do not have a Discord server. That's actually something I've never really thought about doing. Honestly. No, that's actually the first time I've ever heard about doing a Discord server. It never really, like, came to mind, I guess. No. There we go. Gotta give him his blaster. But no, I am very bad with social media, unfortunately, where I'll use it for a little bit and then forget about it for a while. How close am I to... Okay. Good, just want to make sure I didn't need to look for the next set for music. Okay, so let me set it like this. And then it goes... And then here. But no, like, that's actually really nice. It is a bit weird how it's like extended really far back here. Alright. I imagine I'm working on the last little bit here. Oh, another blaster. Bag 4, let's go. Oh, I got one more bag after this. So I actually have the UCS Razor Crest, which I got as a like congratulations on finishing up a class for college. Because, you know, I was told I needed to work on some of that too to help me, which it actually did. But that was a very fun build. I watched the entirety of The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett while I was building it. Totally worth it. Did my back hurt after a couple of days? Sure. Would I do it again? Oh yes, definitely. What's it called? That's alright. I'm just... What is the good old meme? Just a chill guy. But I definitely, like, I'm just enjoying my time talking to you guys and building. Let me actually just refresh my page on my second monitor. I'm very close to actually getting to 160, which is actually very... Well, that's actually nice then. I'm honestly just astonished I've made it this far. Oh. There it goes. that's recovered. So I have my laptop going onto my side here and just helping me like as a extra source to view chat and such besides my phone here. I do have a question for y'all though. Has anyone like considered getting the UCS Death Star? I would say the one thing, like the driving force they have for that set right now to pick it up immediately and not wait for it to go on sale is the gift with purchase. Other than that, nothing. Like, if you don't pick up that set the first week, you lose out on the gift with purchase, which means you pretty much it is now an incomplete set. I've been going back and forth on it. Like, is it a decent build? Yes. Is it a lot of money, though? That's the real kicker right now for me. Because, you know, that's $1,000. It is very bad, but the gift with purchase goes along so well with the set. That's the issue. That's attack crooked. I 100% agree, though. Like, the gift with purchase is not great, but it's also one of those where if you don't get it at release, you're then missing out on the finished set. Yes, 100%. 100% agree with you there. But that's also where, like, majority of the extra figs are coming in. Because you get a pilot and 2 extra stormtroopers. I know, I'm like back and forth talking myself in and out of it. Now, it's just definitely one of those things where I'm going to sit on for a bit before it comes out. I 100% agree, though. It looks like a 4+ set. Yeah, I did that right. Yes, I 100% agree with that. Actually, I don't think I've done my Imperial Army yet on my channel. I also don't know exactly where my Imperial Army is placed. That's the side part for that. But no, I 100% agree with you there. If they have that kind of money, I'm sure they have a pilot and 2 extra stormtroopers lying around somewhere. Because that's the debate my wife is having too with me. Because we both agreed. It's not a bad looking set, it's just very overpriced set. and I think most people can agree, if you're gonna pick up stormtroopers, the best looking ones are the, what is it, the Rogue One stormtroopers. I would say that's the one thing I do regret, is not buying more of the Death Trooper and what's it called? Death Trooper Stormtrooper Battle Pack. Cry. 100%. Oh yeah, the Short Trooper ones. Those are really good too. That I wish I had more of too. Oh, pain and suffering on that one. What the heck piece goes there? There it is. Hit it in front of my ass. Nope. Okay, now I can place that there. I'm gonna age myself even more now. I think I started with Lego 2005. How's it going, Revenge of the Lego? Just building, or finishing up building the V-19 here. Oh yeah, with a lot of the Clone Wars sets and such. That's good to hear. I think I'm around 158-ish. Let me refresh my second monitor here. Yep, around 158-ish. But that's okay. I'm very happy to have as many subs as I do. I will say I'm very happy to have as many people watching my dumb self. Watch me eagerly explain like Legos, Star Wars, and other dumb stuff. Tuning in to see like, let's see if I can grab him. Like, there he is. But like, to do my decal stuff that I like to do. Dad didn't sit here and build Legos and talk with you guys. I definitely am one of those that have a full-time job. It's a tad bit more, but that's okay. I definitely do this more as a hobby than I do as a job. Because, what is it? I currently have the wonderful privilege of working where I do. So, my specialty here in Belgium is airport firefighting. And we are currently only working when the airport is open. So my favorite set is probably the UCS Super Star Destroyer. That is one set I really wish I had. And then my favorite set in my collection, at least that I currently have out, if I can kind of show it, would be that whole monster right there, being the UCS AT-AT. That is definitely one of my favorites. But no, like, being a firefighter is fun and not fun, but I won't get into that. So I am pretty new as well myself. I've only started doing YouTube in, what was it? When did I start? February. The only thing, like, I've been really doing, like, is try to be as consistent as possible. So, like, when I first started, I was doing a lot of haul videos where I was showing off, like, stuff I purchased, doing short little, like, 15 minutes of what I purchased. Just showing off the figures real quick, and then moving on. Ooh, nice. So let's see, I've lost all of that to the bin minus my MTT being the original one. How's it going, German Alejandro Martinez? But no, I've definitely are you good, Waco, James? Or James Waco? But no, definitely expanding out my content to include my decal stuff, to kind of get some variety in there. I think you're trying to take the top fan spot. Or that too. I think he's either trying to take that top fan spot, which is still something I don't quite understand yet. I need to probably research that a bit more. But now with YouTube, the one thing I try to stay consistent. That's the one thing I try. Because I know, like, there are some people who come to watch videos immediately when you first post them, or they come eventually to watch them. But if they always like start expecting your stuff on the same days, it kind of helps with growth. At least that's one thing I learned anyways. Well, of course. I'll say I've been definitely like, including myself recently, I've been looking around to like different Lego YouTubers and just subscribing, whether they do similar content or completely different. Like there's one I saw recently. He does mainly like shorts videos too, but he does like speed builds of small mocks. So give me 1 second to finish up this little bit. But for example, like he'd do a so yeah. But no, the guy would do like speed builds of like mocks like this, showing off all the detail and such that they did. So whenever you do a live stream, there's a little indicator at the top left. It's like, it says top fans, and you can see like everyone who's kind of been like watching. They gained some sort of XP. I'm not entirely what it's for. Yeah, I like the mini kit there. It's just like as a funny little thing. As of course like a fan of the games too. Like it's perfect. But I definitely think I want to okay, so I can actually push that down more. There. Because it also shows me like, I was afraid I was going to break it there, who the top fans are too. So for example, it has number 2 by you, and then Goofy has the number 1. So this is where these pieces come in. So then this here. Oh, it doesn't do the sticker till later. It's kind of lame. Hey, I yap a lot too. So satisfying to rip that. Oh look, we're back to paper bags. Ah, there we go. Don't worry though, I yap quite a bit too. Ooh, I finally get the Adventurous. But I will say, I do kind of miss the, see if I can get it in focus. There it kind of goes. How's it going, Captain Rex? I do miss having the pupils on the figure for the aliens. Yep. And I will say the one thing I do miss about the plastic bags is you could see inside them, so you didn't have to visually inspect them to make sure all the pieces got out. I'm actually going to move this out the way. Put the box back in. So, in fairness, the entirety of this wave of Lego sets was overpriced. The weird thing is too with the Lego sets, like several of those bags that I just opened up had plastic bags inside them. But no, for example, all of the Lego sets for this wave, unfortunately, are very overpriced. I don't understand why they did that. It's not like they started doing something new. Like, only 1 out of the 3 figures have arm printing. I mean, they do have, like, the new helmet mold here. But still, like, that doesn't justify the entirety price hike. Well, that's a weird thing. I'd figure the European factories would have switched over first. Because a lot of the initiatives here, like, save the planet and such. You know? That's the wrong piece. Which, nothing wrong with that. It's just, like, for example, I did not realize, like, how in-depth recycling is till I moved out here. Which, don't get me wrong, it's nice to see it being done. Is it slightly annoying sometimes? Sure. But could be worse. But still, like, plastic bags are not that bad. Do I wish we still had them? Yes. I miss seeing all the pieces actually fall out and not have to do like a weird check for them. I do think, though, next live stream, I'm going to be continuing on with this build here. Finally restarting it up. Oh, it looks like the music finally... There we go. But... Ooh. Well, that's nice. But they're also building a new factory in the U.S. too, I do know that. I think it's in like Virginia or something. I will say it very... Ah, crap. There we go. I'll say very excited to go back to the States. Of course, being or visiting back home and such after being away for so long. But it's really not that bad out here. Really do enjoy it. It's okay. I completely understand that. You've been listening to me yap the entire time. But no, I do very much appreciate you listening to me yap. Was it? I've done it where I've set up my phone in some other place in the house. Well, I keep, like, you might see, like, I'm clenching my hands just to make my knuckles pop to get that stimulation back from building. Working with, like, these tiny pieces. I know, I actually had to go to a Lego store to actually find this one. What was it? My mother and brother both live in the States. They still have not seen any of these newer sets out on shelves yet. And the ones they have seen is like the really overpriced ones. Trust me though, I went to a local store here, non-Lego store, I should say. Where the heck is this piece? And they didn't have anything new. Am I just blind? Nope, it flew underneath here. Oof. Yeah, I don't even think I've seen the... Oh no, I have seen the Juggernaut. It's just... what's it called? Just saw it in the Lego store. Oh, where are they calling that set? The turbo tank. But no, I went to a Carrefour here, which is their all-in-one type grocery stores. Ah, about to say I have the one up in Brussels, and then like 2 hours away in France there's another one. Yeah. Essentially, you have to go to the bigger chain ones here, but even then, they didn't have it. And or a toy store. So here they're called Dreamland. Is one of the bigger ones. And I've actually seen some there. But I will say that's kind of weird though. I need this piece, but yeah, I just have not seen like any of the newer ones in store besides like at official Lego stores or Dreamland. But that's also not like an official store. You see, that'd be dangerous for me because if I'm way too close to a Lego store, that means I could just walk on over there and grab something whenever I feel like it. And then the trip just gets ruined because I go to the Lego store. I definitely want to go there and try to pick up some pieces, though. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, so I was able to pick up the... Let me grab one real quick. Oh, can't be that bad. But no, I found these for on sale for $40 instead of the $45 before they corrected the price. So I definitely like. I saw them marked at that price. I was like, all right, I'll grab a few, and then I will wait for them to go on official sale. But yeah, €140 is still crazy for a Lego set, unfortunately. Ooh, that's nice. That's still a very good set. So, I will state, my collection is large, but I've also been collecting since 2005. Literally 2005. Yeah. So, like, for example, I have I think it's the 2007 MTT, the completely brown one, which majority of people like. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. with that. That's the reason why when I saw them at my local store and they had them priced €5 lower. So yeah, the new trade, the Trade Federation one. But no, the moment I saw they had it for €5 less, I jumped on it because I was like, these are going to explode in price, and oh, Luffy, you're probably extremely excited about the One Piece Legos, I imagine. Well, even then, like, so I will admit I am from the United States, living here in Belgium, but it feels like very similar to the states of each country is essentially like their own subsect of government and how everything's run. It's still very like cool and interesting being from the United States living over here. Please do not judge me for that. But it's, I don't know, it's just weird like how close everything is, yet still like how insanely like different just traveling 30 minutes can be. Like, for example, yeah, I live in the French part, the Flemish areas. Yeah, I work as a firefighter at the airport over here. Now I work in the French areas. So, firefighter in both. It's just work decided that I was going to move out here and work out here, so I had to say yes. Ooh, nice. And unfortunately, I'm not certain. My French is very poor. I know merci, of course, excusez-moi, bonjour, like my standard greetings, but I am nowhere near like proficiency level to have a conversation. I can pick it apart in some cases, but it's also like Belgian French I have learned is completely different than French. It's similar to like how Portuguese. Oh yes, I do have to take a test. And then how are you going? Town crew? But yeah, I have to take a test. I also have to keep like my certifications and stuff up every year. Yeah. Like how was it? There's Portuguese, there's British Portuguese, or there's Mexican Spanish or Spanish and such. Visa ill. Planta you right ghosts. Ah. Yeesh. Yeah, just got a little bit left. That and it's getting close to midnight, and I am slowly like winding down myself. Like I said, my French is not that good, but I can pick apart a few words. I will say it is kind of scary driving here, though. That's one thing I have learned. Driving here can be very intense if you're not prepared for it. I imagine it was a beautiful drive, though. I have been to France 2, maybe 3 times. Took my family to Disneyland Paris. So yeah, I did 7 years of German class. It was too hard because of... Oh. But no, I took my family to Disneyland Paris when we first arrived here. It is so much cheaper here than it is in the US, which I'm very thankful for. But it's still like, it's still Disney, you know? So there is 2 in the US. One in California and one in Florida. Florida being the bigger of the 2. But I lived in Kansas and Illinois. So the very center of the states, of the United States. So I was a little far off from there. But still, Disney is very expensive in the United States. Which, it is expensive to run a theme park and everything. Of course. Just let me switch back real quick. Oop, kick that. So for, I think it was for my entire family, it was a couple hundred. I think it maybe got to around a thousand-ish USD. USD prices, I'm not exactly sure. I could think it was like 1,000, 1,200 for the entirety of the trip. From day 1 to when we left. Yes, still expensive. Definitely saved up money to go to the one here in Paris. But the one in the United States, per day you are spending I think it was like around like 1,000 or more a day. Let's see. I do agree. We do have quite a few theme parks in the United States. Six Flags being one of them. And let's see. What else? What's it called? There's several in the U.S. Maybe when I was younger, I would have wrote on more stuff. But I am much older now with back issues and everything. Trying to get up and do some of these things with the young folk is not easy for me. Then again, as my so I actually know where that one is, Eilson or Eisen. But my kids, I imagine, are going to want to go on amusement parks and theme parks as they get older. I'll say this is a nice set. I know a lot of people try to complain saying it's not minifig scale, but it's pretty darn close to it. Like, size comparison wise. How's it going, Next Wild King? And hi there, Melon Playground. I mean, like, no, I was saying I was saying I know where the Eilson is. I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that. But oh no, you're good. I was just playing around with it for a second, making a little comparison to the one. Probably ending here in a second. Of course. I would say definitely the highlight is getting the updated pilot helmet and actually having one. But definitely be ending stream here in a second. Only complaint about him is that his visor doesn't extend all the way to the ends. But him, the Asajj Ventress, I wish he had arm printing or like a cape around, like she does in the Clone Wars. It looks like they tried to do it here. But this one, no, it's the brand new one. And then, of course, the Obi-Wan here. Oh, yeah, 100% agree. I actually do not know off the top of my head. That's a good question. How's it going, Chosen? You're actually catching the very end of the stream here. Just kind of wrapping it up, showcasing some of the figures in the build. It was a lot of fun, actually. Not too many stickers. I've seen a couple of mods for this where the wings actually fold out together, which are kind of interesting. But no, thank you guys very much for joining me tonight for this build. I do hope you have an amazing day and night. If you want to see more, of course, like, comment, and subscribe.